I don't have to stand on my tiptoes here to match up with you. Welcome into the show, Jackson. What did you make of your performance Saturday against Oklahoma?
I feel like it was a really good performance by the whole team. We all just need to get better and continue to grow, but I feel like together we all played really well.
How did you discover this guy in high school? Was he this tall? What was the height at?
He's grown a little bit since then. I think he probably was about 6'8", 6'9" when we first saw him. We saw him after his junior year, and he only played 1 year of AAU basketball, so it was that spring and summer when we started recruiting him. And as we got to know him and his family and his background, it became very, very clear that he was going like this. And he was a guy that we really, really wanted at Texas, and we're glad he's here.
I think everybody is. You know, when you talk about the team you just faced, I know you have some Oklahoma connections. You were born in Norman, Oklahoma. Your parents were both, at one time, assistants for Oklahoma athletics. Was any of that in your mind? Did they say anything to you before this game?
I mean, it was just like run through my mind a little bit throughout the week. I got a few texts from some old friends from back there that I grew up with, and just like I always go back and visit them. They always text me, just telling me like good luck, all that stuff, but saying like not to beat OU. So I mean, all that stuff was kind of running through my mind. But
I heard that the first time, or one of the times you were recruiting him and you asked his mom to do the hook 'em horn sign, she kind of cringed at first, working with the Sooners staff for a little while.
Yeah, well, she worked for Sherry Cole for a long time and is still close with Coach Cole. And so we were taking pictures on the visit when they came down. And, you know, we take the pictures and have everybody do hook 'em. And it took her a little bit of convincing to do it, but we got her there.
Her fingers wouldn't go that way naturally. When you talk about Jackson's progress this season, what are you most proud of?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing, Alex, is we ask these guys to progress as whole people, and we ask them to progress with their habits on the court, off the court. And if they do that, we feel like they're going to really get better on the court. So Jackson's done all of that. He's continued to improve. You see his confidence, his personality.
Yeah, what was that? Were you rocking the cradle there? What were you doing?
So he kind of did that to Matt earlier in the game, and then I had the chance to do it back to him, so I just kind of took that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson's got a personality that you'd love to see and you'd love to have come out, but just goes hand in hand with the fact that he's playing better and better. And the sky's the limit for Jackson. He is really just scratching the surface of what he can do, but we're so excited about the fact that he's coming here from day one. He's been very coachable. He's been very driven to improve. When he has had days where things haven't gone his way, it's like clockwork. He comes back the next day motivated and humble and ready to go attack.
All right, let's break out some of your finer plays this season. Let's take a look at rolling to the basket. Jackson, what kind of a job has he done there?
Done a great job. That's a big part of our offense is, you know, our pick and roll game, and we put him in a position where he's oftentimes setting the screen for Snoop or for Matt. So we want to spread the floor, bring this guy over here towards me in the slot, and now we got the corners occupied. So if we can play 2-on-2 with these guys because we feel like we've got some guards that are pretty good coming off. And then we think Jackson's really good at this, you know, just sprinting to the rim, throwing the ball up and finishing. Here you see it again. Rolling to the rim hard, and he occupies defense, so he helps other guys as well. But if the defense isn't down there, he's really good at going to get it. Jackson, talk about what's your mindset when you're sprinting to the rim?
My mindset is just roll straight to the rim. If some guys come with me, I know someone else is going to be open, either in the corner like with Jace or someone like that. So I'll be an open shot for one of our good three-point shooters. And then if not, then I'm just going to get a lob up there.
What comes more natural to you, the offensive part or the defensive part?
Defensive part, most definitely, because that's just something I've always had to do as like a kid. Even though when I wasn't like as tall, I couldn't finish as well as around the rim. I always just been able to play defense.
Let's talk about his physicality and hustle. How has that improved throughout the season?
Well, you're talking about the son of a guy who played in the NFL for 12 years and who, you know, is a big, strong man. Jackson, it's just a matter of time before he's going to be that. He's put on 10 or 12 pounds since he got here. His best days are ahead of him in terms of being big and physical. But the one thing about him, because he has a football background, he's not afraid to mix it up. And so in the games we've had, he's gotten better and better at putting his body on the line. Here you see him on the defensive end, mixing it up with a really good player in Daniel Gafford and outworking him to get the rebound. That's been huge for us because we need that around the basket with our bigs. Again, people try to be physical with him, but he does a great job going after balls and just having relentless effort. That leads to another possession for us, which usually leads to something good. And again, here he is helping defend the rim for us. He is by far our best rim protector, and there he is diving on the floor. He's not afraid to give up his body and put his body on the line and dive on the floor, which is huge.
Well, you talk about your father playing in the NFL for a while, Jonathan Hayes, for a number of years. What's the biggest thing you learned being around that environment?
Just the physicality. Like, even on days, like I remember I go in on days, they just have helmets on, they still be hidden. So you just always see that type of physicality. And that's something I always wanted to do as like a little kid, just be physical.
You played football in high school for a while,
Yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
But then you hit your growth spurt, and they were, what, up to your knees at one point?
Pretty much, yes, sir.
We're glad you chose basketball. Let's wrap it up with a look at his defense throughout the year so far as well.
His defense has been really good, and he's improving his timing at finding ways to go get the ball. The biggest thing now is keeping him out of foul trouble, Alex. But on plays like this, really, really good timing to go get that shot block right at the right time and then going after the ball and grabbing it with both hands. We talk a lot about multiple efforts, and Jackson's gotten better and better at that. Jackson, talk about this.
We kind of switched our coverage to a drop, and because Culver and them were coming off so hard, so I just kind of dropped back and just kind of had to stay with both my man and the guy at the ball. And so just had to then get back as soon as the guard gets back over.
He's done a really nice job of understanding the mental part on the defensive end of the floor, because we do sometimes want to change coverages. Sometimes we'll switch. Sometimes we want him to be more aggressive or less aggressive. So he's done a really good job being locked in on that, which it's a great sign for him long term, because it shows he's got a mind that can take any type of adjustments the coach wants to make on the floor.
Well, you mentioned the foul trouble earlier. Against Oklahoma, you picked up 2 quick fouls. What kind of adjustment did you make mentally and on the court as well, the big picture? Because after that, things kind of calmed down. You ended up having obviously a huge game for Oklahoma against Oklahoma, despite the early foul trouble.
I just kind of had to come back in with the mindset that you can't pick up another foul. It's not like playing scared or anything like that. It's just playing smart. Shots I know I can't go get, I'm not going to go get them like that. Maybe if I only had 1 foul or maybe I had 0 fouls, I'd try to go get. So just kind of trying to play more smart in that type of sense.
How much has he scraped away of his potential? I know it's through the roof. Where is he at right now in his maturation?
He's, I think he's showing every day what he can do, but there's still more levels in terms of the way he can take his game. He's a guy on the offensive end that's getting better and better at certain things, like playing from what we call the pocket in pick and roll, where he catches a ball and he attacks and either makes a pass or goes and finishes. His free throw shooting has gotten better and better, as we talked about earlier. I think along with that, you'll see him being able to make mid-range jump shots, and then even a little bit further down the line, 3-point jump shots, which is, you see that's kind of a dream for all bigs. But, there's a reason he's shooting such a high percentage from the field, is because Jackson is taking very, very high percentage shots, and he's doing a great job finishing.
Yeah, fantastic job so far this season. Thank you for joining us, Jackson Hayes.